Would you just look at it? My goodness. Now, I will say right off the bat, before I even tell you the technical name, although you've read the description, it's darker and richer looking in real life than it's showing up on my camera. I've been trying to play with the settings for a while, and I just can't get it to show all of the gloriousness. It's looking much more yellow and pale on camera. It is richer. It is darker in real life. Okay, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pens and Tea. My name is Carrie, and today we're going to be talking about another pen from Visconti. This is their Homo Sapiens line, which is obviously famous for their lava pens, and this is not lava. This is a resin pen. This is their latest special edition called Arizona Sunset, and it is gorgeous. It is absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. I have done a review of a pen very, very similar to this. This is essentially the exact same pen, except that this is the Midnight in Florence pen, which was a couple years back. I don't remember exactly how long ago, and I also have a My Pen system on it, whereas I do not on this one. I haven't made up my mind if I'm going to do the same thing to that or not. But I have done a review of this well before. But I just had to. It's just so pretty. It's just so pretty. Of course, I love warm, rich tones, and this is, of course, up my alley. So if you don't like warm, rich tones, then definitely check out their other models. They do have a bunch that might suit you better. So I'm going to take the pen out here and just focus on the cap for a moment. So from top down, you have the Visconti medallion here, their logo. Like I said, you can swap that out with a magnet for their Visconti My Pen system, but I did not for this one. You have the typical 2 rings that Visconti always has, and their Ponte Vecchio designed clip, which works like a dream. I really like it. This one is backfilled, and I have to say it's been backfilled perfectly. There's no it's perfect. There's no flaws or mistakes that I have seen many times on their backfilled clips. The other one that I have is, I'm looking at it super close. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but like over the eye, that backfill is covering the eye a little bit. On the other side, it's much better. But this one is perfection. And the inside, and you got these little grooves here for their hook safe lock, which just means that it's like a quarter of a turn and you've closed the pen. It's so addicting. Then you have their Homo Sapiens and the special edition number. It's difficult to see here, but I have 826 out of 888. The body is pretty straight. It does taper ever so slightly down to the filler knob here, which, since this is inked up, I'll show you here, is their version of a vacuum filler. They have a double reservoir, so you can't actually see on either of these pens super well, but it just means that you can lock it off here, so you can hold this much of ink but block off the body, or you can block off the body altogether, but you just press it down and then it sucks all the ink right up. They call it their double reservoir power filler. That's a mouthful. It's basically a vacuum fill. And it is stunning. Their grip section is fairly short, but it does fit very nicely. And because their hook safe lock doesn't have threads really, it feels very nice in my hand. It's not sharp at all. And this little metal ring here is very, very smooth. So my hand just kind of glides over it. Because my thumb, the meaty portion of my thumb, does rest on here. This nib is their gold nib. I have an extra fine on here, and it is an 18 karat gold nib with a plastic feed. So when I reviewed Emmy from Pen Ventures fountain pen, they have a gold nib on it. That was the first Visconti gold I'd ever used because my other one has palladium. And I was blown away by it, like absolutely blown away by it. I bought this pen from Wonder Pens, my local Toronto shop, just because the customs fees that would have gotten smacked with this, because this pen is redonkulous expensive, would have been astronomical, because I would have preferred to purchase it from Emmy so that he could tune it. And I kind of wish I did anyways, because this does not write perfectly, which you will see in a moment. But his nib wrote like a flippin' dream. An absolute dream. So I'm a little bit bummed that this doesn't write that way. I may or may not send it to him anyways, for him to work a little bit of magic on it, because he's simply stellar, in my humble opinion. I'm going to whip out some Tomoe River paper here. The ink that I have in here, I know you're all going to be so surprised, is Mont Blanc James Purdy & Sons Single Malt. It is my favorite ink of all time. You can't buy it anymore, so I'm sorry. I've gone through almost one bottle, but I do have another bottle on tap. So have no fear there. But let's start writing, shall we? See if I can focus a little bit better. Are you focusing? Okay. Okay, so the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The pen does have some give to it, but I can't do it very much right now because it is shredding my paper. Absolutely shredding it. Why? Because the tines are misaligned. That's just the way the cookie crumbles with what I got given on this one. And it is writing a little dry, which is unfortunate. Because I'm very, very, very familiar with this ink, and I know the way that it should perform, even with an extra fine nib. So I'm bummed with the way that this writes, because I know the potential. I know the potential of this pen, and this does not live up to it. I haven't had it very long, but I felt comfortable making this review now just because I'm super familiar with the pen itself. And I am wanting to then have it sent away, and we will redo this review after I get it back. Because this is a very real thing that does happen. This pen is $1 billion. It's not actually, but it's super expensive. And look what happened. And I mean, Visconti does have their issues. Reverse writing, by the way, actually feels way better than regular. But it's pretty much the same like size, like maybe a tiny bit smaller, but basically the same size. So Visconti, definitely has their issues. I think they've been getting better with their quality control, but it is not up to my standards. So I am likely to send it back to Emmy and have him tune it to me. And by back to Emmy, I mean to him in the first place. And I think he will make this pen a 10 out of 10. Because if the pen writes the way that I know it should, and I know it can, then it would be a 10 out of 10 for sure. But right now it's like a 5.5 because the nib is just not there. So that unfortunately has been my experience with this, which is a bummer. You never want it. But sometimes this happens and you just kind of have to roll with it. Let me know in the comment section down below if you've used any Viscontis and what you have thought of the pens. I guess, this will even show you the difference between a brand new one that hasn't patinaed and one that is starting to patina. So let me know in the comment section down below your experiences with Visconti. If you've had, any of these special editions. Let me know what you think. If you liked this video, hit that like button. If you've liked it a lot but haven't done so already, do hit subscribe. New videos come out every Monday and Friday, and the occasional rando on Tuesday. If you want to help support me and what I do here and continue to make content for you guys, do check out the description below. I do have a Patreon account, and that is really what keeps me going through the YouTube ups and downs. And I am also hosting a giveaway over there this month. Don't join just for that. Join because you generally want to help support me and what I do. All right, if you're still watching this far in, you are the reason I make these videos. And as always, I will see you next time. Bye. Well, all right. Today it is time to say thank you to all of my Patreons. I am so grateful for you. Today is July 3rd, so if you do not see or hear your name, just be patient. I update it as soon as I can. So for our ultimate human, we got Daniel Roddy. And then for my VIPs, we have Glenn Kelly, Joan Worthman, Brian Hunter, Aaron C., Luna Wolf Games, Bobby A. Bailey, Bass, Waylay Chang, Brian Law, Lucas Bell, Aubrey Madcourt, Marissa Calvo, Eric Lineman, Jessica Chow, Stephen Baldwin, Carol Lowry, Michael Simon, Sean Sturdy, Catherine Molina, Robert Myers, Bill Pemberton, Karen Epstein, Gretchen Peters, Subi1 Kenobi, Bianca Andrews, and DigitalTent.tech. And lastly, but not least, McCall Bennett Lawrence. So thank you to everyone, no matter the tier you're in, whether it's bottom or top, does not matter. You all make what I do here possible. Thank you.